Yes. What?
What?
Huh?
Do we have time now?
Yeah.
I'm going to add to our 4 things before we talk about
Okay.
Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Last episode, ton of fun.
Yeah.
Impossible to pull an image from for a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything was too white.
Right.
So it was very hard. The thumbnail, though, probably one of our best episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a subpar thumbnail. Second,
It was all right.
there was no second audio.
What?
The footage file had no audio. That was the craziest thing to try and clap sync.
Yeah.
But
Because you didn't have audio to sync it to.
it was crazy hard.
Yikes.
But Jacob did several clap syncs in the beginning for one, and then we all clapped for your mom at the end. And I was able to do it from that. And it was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
So if everyone's like,
perfect.
why are they kind of slurring their words? They managed to be a hair of a millisecond off. Oh,
Look at.
Well, just as we start, the garbage truck arrives. Always arriving at different times, this garbage truck. And, he's doing that work. That's great.
It's because I think someone went through our recycle earlier and didn't put the lid back up.
Oh, damn.
So he's having to do it himself. So a little clap for the.
And for the sinks. Yeah.
And for the sinks.
So today, as per the title, Fallout episode, we're going to talk all about Fallout. But before we do that, because it's the Arcane Lounge podcast, and really this should be called like the hyperfixation podcast because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's just us going through all of the shit that we're into right now. So there's like a billion other things that we're going to talk about before we get to Fallout. So I'm sure somebody's timestamped it in the comments.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to go through some other stuff that we wanted. Okay, so Craig got here, and we were like, I was like, oh fuck, I want to save this for the podcast. I can't talk about it now because we were talking about the fact that you shaved your arms, and then you were like, you should. And I was like, we were doing sound tests, and I was like, if I shave my arms, I think my skin would fall off, and I'd look like the ghoul. And you went, you should do that, and I was like, you fucking all right. Then the other thing, I was like, it would be. And then I was upset. I was like, we got to save this for the podcast. We can't talk about this. And I was like, it would be so cool if we had a crew. It would just be awesome if we just came in and we were already ready to go.
Yeah.
We had a crew set everything up. Yeah. I was like, I was like, God, if I ever won the lottery, that's what I would spend it on. It's like, you don't need to make any more money. I'd be like, no, I'd hire a crew. I'd get a warehouse, and that's where we would do all of this. And it's like, don't you have like enough money for the rest of your life now? And it's like, but now I can in a legal way give it to other people, and also have fun doing it. Mm-hmm. Dude, that would be it.
Could you imagine having a daycare built into that fucking warehouse?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
It'd be so easy. You could have anyone come over.
Well, I guess
you have
it's
a kid.
true. The crew's got kids. You can come over.
You have a
That'd be
daycare.
sick.
Yeah. For free.
Not only do we provide benefits, but we provide childcare.
Yeah.
I miss
Crazy.
so badly going to a place
dental?
of work. What?
Got dental?
Dental?
Yeah. If we're hiring a crew, you gotta give them healthcare. You giving Craig dental?
He's gonna be dumb.
Sure. Whatever.
That's not
yeah,
true. That's
whatever's
not true.
needed.
He's not dumb.
Sorry, the dental is not a part of my fantasy, but it is definitely probably in there. I'm not like, God, I wish I could give everybody dental.
Healthcare's important.
Yeah.
I like that. I said that, and the first thing you guys were like, childcare and dental.
Because they're expensive.
What about like a cool brick wall? That's what I'm thinking.
That's what you want?
I'm thinking about a brick. No,
that's cool too, though.
What I am thinking about is I miss having a place of work. Like it's my house, and it's great, and I feel very privileged and lucky. But I really miss going to a place and seeing and like having coworkers and being like, these are the people I work with.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have that, but they're just like my friends. And it's like, that's fine. It's great.
It's a
I
different
see
vibe.
you guys all on the weekend, but it's different. We're having fun while we're doing that too. So there's and I'm also not paying everybody to be there. So it's like, I don't know.
It's a different vibe.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different, and I miss it. So that would be awesome to achieve. And then like, we do it for like 6 years and I'd be like, this is hard. And then I'd stop. Or I'd give it to somebody else and I would no longer run it. And somebody else will run it, eventually destroy it. And I will just sit in the background and watch it burn and be like, I didn't ruin it. Somebody else did.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. That would just be a lot of fun. That would be a great time. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I would abandon it. This is it's so much fun to do Arcane Arcade. I love it so much. It's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
I agree. I have one thing that I did this week.
Oh yeah? What was that?
So as you know, I am very afraid of aliens, right?
All right.
Where's this
So
going?
All right.
so I really wanted to watch the movie Nope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's aliens in it, and I don't fuck with that.
Valid.
Dead Meat put out their kill count for Nope, and I was like,
Dead Meat's YouTube channel where they
count kills in
they
movies and talk
horror
about
movies and talk about the movie,
how they're made and stuff.
It's really more horror movie trivia. That's what it is. Because
Sure.
it's, to me, it started as like, hey, we're gonna watch this, we're gonna go through this movie and count how many people die, and that's like, it still does that.
Yeah.
But to me, the more of the video is about trivia and behind the scenes of how they, made, the movie.
Yeah.
And you also get to like experience the movie without
Yeah.
watching a horror movie in case you're like kind of spooked about horror movies.
Yeah. And it came out on Friday, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this one. Too scared. But on Sunday, I was like, so yesterday, I was like, the sun's still out. There's a few hours until it gets dark.
Spencer.
And I watched it.
Yeah?
It wasn't that scary.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it isn't that scary.
I think I could watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
That's also what I heard, because I didn't know anything about it, but that's what I've heard about it, is that
Yeah.
you want to go into it knowing nothing.
Yeah,
So maybe
really.
we should watch it sometime, because I would
Yeah.
love to. I really want to watch that movie. I keep hearing things about a monkey.
The monkey is the scariest part.
Yeah.
And there is one scene with aliens that is frightening.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's better if you don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I was just too afraid of it. But now that I've seen, because you don't watch the entire movie, not
Yeah.
everything is explained to you. But
You get like kind
yeah,
of ideas.
yeah.
We watched Delicious in Dungeon, the first 2 episodes last night, and it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Or Dungeon Meshing, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. I was 5 minutes in, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be cringe. Complete
No?
180.
Good.
It is not only. Have you watched it?
No. But we read like the first 2 volumes.
It's
Yeah, me and
amazing.
Bethany. It's very
I
good.
love it so much. I don't know. I really, really, really like it. Like
Yeah.
a lot. Like I finished for episode 1. I was like, this is incredible. And then we watched episode 2, and I was like, I think this might be my favorite thing ever.
Oh, good.
God, I love it so much. It's so clever. It's so cute. I love all the characters. I really, really like Marcel a lot. A lot. She's great. And we were looking up. It's funny. I already knew this, but Damien on Smosh voices Laios.
Yeah.
And the what is his name? The halfling, thief. Him. He's fucking Shinji.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or at least the redub.
Yeah.
That's on Netflix.
It's
so. And I
similar
was
enough.
like, where do I know his voice from?
Yeah.
He looked it up and I was like, it's fucking Shinji. He even looks like Shinji.
Yeah.
It's really funny. God, what's his name? The dwarf. You know, we've watched 2 episodes. I don't remember anybody's names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sungwon. That's ProZD.
Wow.
Yeah, the
That's so
YouTube
cool.
guy. Yeah, really, really cool. So
Wow. These new era modern
I know.
voice actors.
Yeah. I
That's so cool.
It was like, man, so
Very
good. And
cool.
I thought it was very well voice acted. Like really,
Oh,
really
for
well
sure.
voice acted.
These
Yeah.
guys are professionals.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Amazing. So, oh god, I love it so much.
Who's doing it? Is it Viz?
It's
Funimation? What?
Trigger, Studio Trigger.
That's a really good sign.
At least in the credits, I saw Studio Trigger, and I was
That's
like,
really good.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love Studio Trigger.
Yeah. Phenomenal. I already tweeted about it. I want to finish all of it already. It's so good. Anyways, wait. I think I had one more thing. Oh god, I don't want to piss off a bunch of like Drake fans, but I mean, it's okay. I'm okay with 8th graders being upset at us, but I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got destroyed.
Man deserved the heat.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he-
Really- I
Look,
was it J. Cole
I like-
who apologized? He was
Yeah.
like, he went in, he was like, you know what? You know what? Backed off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wasn't keeping up. I kind of knew it was all happening. And then like right before I went to bed, all right. And I caught up and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Anyways, crazy shit.
Sometimes
That
you
was just
deserve the heat.
last thing I wanted to add in here though. And that fucking Metro beat is so fucking good.
Yeah.
What is it? It's the BBL Glizzy. Oh my god. Yeah, it's amazing.
Make
Okay,
your own
anyways,
drums, I guess.
Fallout time.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk, or I also asked questions that were like, we're going to talk about Fallout. Do we want to do questions, and then it'll kind of like bring on the conversation?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
All right, cool. Let me get my phone.
But for warning, full spoilers. We want to talk about it now.
Yep.
This will be the episode.
Yep.
I'll make sure I post it literally everywhere.
Yep.
So no
Full
one's going to be
from
like, oops.
this point out.
Yeah.
From this point out, there's full spoilers. I guess I just want to start off and just say... Sorry, I was thinking. I was making that sound because I was thinking. What?
Nothing.
What are you guys reacting
Jack's
to?
at the beach.
Oh, is that what that
Jack
was?
sent a picture into the group chat of him at the beach.
I was trying to figure out if that person was nice to him.
That's his
Is his brother? I was like, Jack just sent a picturesque photo of him
Random.
somewhere. I'm like,
That's
that's
just
great.
another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the guy I found.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please continue.
Fallout show. It's amazing. I've thought about it. I've rewatched episode 1 because we want to watch it with Colton. I already want to rewatch it like 2 or 3 times because it's crazy on a rewatch. I have a lot of theories, a lot of stuff, but I think overall, I don't think it's recency bias. I'm thinking about it, and there's a lot of things that I've been like going over. I feel confident giving it like a 9.5 if not a 10. I love it a lot. Like just me personally. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. I was very surprised, especially starting out. I know we talked about the first 2 episodes, like 2 podcast episodes ago, and loved it. And it held through. There was a lot that I really liked. I don't know if there's going to be a lot that I'm going to like look at and be like, I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
But it's more like I was confused and I was like, oh, and then I figured it out. So, yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah, I agree. It's really good. I don't know as much about Fallout as you do, but there wasn't
you know a lot, though.
there wasn't anything that was like bad. I liked it all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's about how I feel.
Yeah.
It's very good. It was a lot of fun to watch. It
Yeah.
was very cool. We'll plug into a lot of it. There's one specific thing I want to talk about, but we'll get to it.
I pretty rarely want to rewatch a show right after I've watched it, and we're currently trying to rewatch it with Colton, and I'm like,
it's a really good show, and I really liked it when it's like we're still thinking about it after we finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So when we got to the last episode and all the shit was going down, and then I think, what was it, Mr. House was in it? I knew it was him because I saw the Robco, and I saw his fucking mustache, and I was like, oh my god, that's House, and I paused, and you were like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, cause I fucking, yeah. So that was really cool. And that was awesome. And then seeing New Vegas at the end was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the one I didn't want you spoiled on.
yeah.
Was that part.
I showed this to
sucks.
fucking everybody, but I recorded a voice memo right when we finished it and sent it into our group chat. I'm just gonna play it for everybody. This was it. Oh my fucking god! That's how I felt in that moment. So
At like 1 a.m.
it was like 11:30. Yeah. We watched it, and then I finished my Fallout video, and I was up till like 10 in the morning, and it was a rough night. But yeah, so cool. I'm very excited. The only thing I was a little like about was that in the credits it kind of shows like New Vegas is destroyed, and I was like, please no, that would suck. I would be disappointed.
Yeah.
I trust them to have a story that would be cool. Like maybe we'll get flashbacks if that's true, but it could also just be the stylized credits. Like maybe that isn't what's actually happening, but
Yeah.
We'll find out next year.
yeah. But the I hope it's not destroyed. That would be cool. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's dive into some questions here. Artemis asks, how do I cope with my New Vegas safe permanently freezing itself? The save, autosave, quit save are all broken. I'm simply done.
Oh, wow.
Sucks. Well, Vegas got destroyed in one place, and it was Artemis's hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's terrible. Maybe you've uninstalled. Have you uninstalled? Uninstall, verify your files, take out all your mods, and remod the game. Or don't mod the game. I've been playing it recently unmodded.
So have I.
I have not, unfortunately.
I've been forcing her to play it.
Oh.
I haven't been forced.
Yeah. I have free will.
I do have free will.
It was
Please send help.
Happy Wolf asks, hello, Vault Dwellers. Was the most twisted...
Hey.
Huh.
It's my turn.
Oh, I apologize. I did not realize we were also hitting the Discord questions today. How dare I?
There was a very important one in here.
He insists.
Dean Moriarty asks, is Cooper hot?
Yeah.
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 He's hotter as the ghoul.
He is hotter.
When his face is all melted off and
Yeah.
he's all like
it's the
well, I ain't torching you, sweetheart. That I'm like, whoa. Damn.
It's the cowboy get up too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's the raggedy ass coat.
Yeah.
If somebody walked into a room and I heard, hi, 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 I would also be like,
You'd be dead.
yeah.
I can't believe they got they made yodeling cool.
They
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
So cool.
Hi.
And they use it almost too much. Like they use it like almost
time
to the
it's
point where it's
just
funny.
him.
Because it's cool.
Yeah, it's a little funny, and I'm like, it's still cool though.
In
Yeah.
the beginning of the 8th episode, when you see the fucking NCR Rangers, who are not NCR Rangers, but maybe ex-NCR
Yeah.
Rangers who have the armor, I was like, I was fucking pointing at the TV and my neurons that were activating. And then that whole scene where he's eating the food in the house is literally just Good, Bad, and the Ugly at the very beginning. When the bad guy in that one, I can't remember his name, he goes in the house and he's eating their food. I was like, wow, that is so fucking cool. It was really. Do you remember that? Did either of you watch that movie?
We both watched that movie. Just at that point, we had like a 3-month-old, 2-month-old.
So the
So my
movie went
my
in and
memory
went out.
is very bad then.
Yeah. It was great.
But valid question. But I think the council's decided.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ghoul is hot.
Hot.
I think a man is at least 2 times hotter when his life falls apart.
Yeah.
And-
Like a guy in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that guy
Yeah.
he gets hot.
That guy, I
Not,
was like,
not
I was like,
hot,
"Ew,
hot.
brother, ew. And then he looks all dirty and raggedy, and I'm like,
Done it.
I will say though, I think we can all agree that he's hot, but Spencer is obsessed. I am not. I'm
not
like,
obsessed.
I think he's cool, and I
can stop
like him a
whenever I
lot.
want.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, your turn.
I'm not going to say anymore. The Happy Wolf asks, "Hello, Vault Dwellers. What is the most twisted vault you could come up with?"
I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
Some of those are pretty fucked up.
some are pretty good.
What about like a vault, but all the lights flicker?
Oh God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Isn't there one
A
where
vault?
it's just dark?
yeah. All the lights are dimmed. There's one.
dimmed.
That one's in the Fallout Bible that Chris Avalon said like there could be a vault that's this, but you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Or the other guy, I don't remember. Maybe
Like
the
all the
original
lights
creator, the
flicker?
person who wrote the Bible, the Fallout Bible. What?
Like all the lights flicker?
Yeah, like but they all flicker at different frequencies.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I would stab my eyeballs out.
That's
I'd
fucking
Oedipus
madness.
Rex myself.
That'd be crazy. You open the vault, all of them are blind.
Yeah. They're
They're
like,
like,
we, did
welcome.
we did it on purpose.
And it's like fucking like a birth. You're like, nope, they're out.
Yep.
So you grew up without eyesight.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh no, we've always been blind. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know how satisfying it'd be to go outside though? And there's no flickering lights. They'd be like, oh!
But
Yeah,
they've already stabbed their eyes
consistency.
out.
yeah, they're blind already.
They're blind.
A vault where there's just a little sound in every room.
I would say there's like a faint.
Yeah.
There's like a faint like
Like a
like-
water droplet, but it's not coming from the sink.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
oh, I was imagining kind of like a
Oh. You cut that
and
out.
it's already annoying you.
Yeah.
And it can't be a pattern. It is
Yeah.
No. Random. Yeah. Or there's just like a like squeaking in the distance. Yeah. See, like I think I would be fine.
No.
Yeah.
Spencer, I think, would die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We
tricky.
Here in Vault 53, this is the anti-autism vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we've made everything out of silk. And or what is that? What is that
Silk's
substance? The what?
I said silk's nice.
So,
No.
silk
What
is
was?
nice.
Yeah.
It's velvet.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Velvet.
I hate velvet.
All the clothing is scratchy.
Yeah.
There's little sounds
Just be
everywhere.
naked.
It's smelly.
The only way to
stinky.
get anything
Too bright.
is you have to communicate with another person in order to do so.
Have to get on
You
the
have
phone,
to
call.
get up. No, you have to either use it's either a phone call or you have to go personally ask them. And yeah, do you think there would be an adaptation, or do you think it would be an overthrowing and they would escape?
I feel like it just return to monkey. I think people would just
Yeah.
they just hide in their spaces.
Yeah.
And then they'd probably kill people with rocks before you could.
And
I'd be like, no, this is my shirt. It's the only good
Yeah.
shirt. I will kill you for this
I
shirt.
will kill you for the good
Vault
shirt.
Tech.
We tore apart the couch.
The people are like, well, what are we gonna do?
They're all naked now.
Yeah, they got that smooth cotton out of the couch.
I was
Use
saying
that to make their clothes.
I would say I didn't realize this for a while, but my wife's parents got us like a fucking comforter, some bullshit set, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it came with like a couch cover.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what that was. I thought it was just like a fitted sheet.
Oh.
So I slept in a couch cover for like, no joke, like a year. Because it was just like a really good fucking texture, and I really liked it. And it kind of felt like a sleeping bag.
Wow.
And Lisa's like, that's a fucking couch cover, right? And I was like, oh,
Don't care.
Why'd you fucking tell me that? And I feel like an idiot.
You're the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it, the anti ADHD vault would be like, I don't know.
You have to sit still and do standardized testing all the time.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
You have to remember
time.
everything.
Quiet
Yeah.
time.
You there's no maps.
No TV at mealtime.
I don't think there's any TVs at all. There's no form of entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would just be scratching at the walls.
You
finding.
Yeah, you can write. You
Yeah.
can read
Read. Yeah.
quietly.
Quietly.
It's only like historical text.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's really boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
And if you tear any of the papers out to make like paper airplanes, they disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
I thought I
person
had-
not.
Oh, so
that
it's not
strong.
books. They're like Kindles.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're on your Pip-Boy.
You're like, oh.
You can only read like 2 lines at a time.
Oh.
You can't play music and read at the same time.
Wow.
It would be torture.
That's terrible.
Oh my god, that'd be horrible. Everything would be really close by. But they're all organized. If you don't organize it, it's gone forever. Yeah.
Something comes and takes it.
Yeah.
A little robot's like, you left that out, it's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking Codsworth comes in. Yeah. And he's Matt Berry. And he's like, I'll take your fucking shit. And he picks it up on the ground. You're like, no. Go.
Azarian 105 asks, so who blew up Shady Sands? You guys or Hank?
It was that, dude. That was crazy.
Crazy.
It was crazy seeing Shady Sands blown up. I was like, Fallout Zero Cannon? It was dumb.
Fallout
it was really
Zero
dumb.
Cannon.
I didn't know for a while because we watched the show so slowly. Like we watched it over the course of like 4 weeks. We didn't watch it all in one night. And so we were like theorizing as we were watching the show. So I didn't know that Hank had blown up Shady Sands yet until we got to the end. So I was just like, I wonder who it was. There was a part of me that was like, it would be cool if we don't know, and maybe it was like Ulysses or some shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a little bit of implication there with the end of Fallout New Vegas and the Lonesome Road DLC, but I didn't think they would do that. I thought there would be something within the story that would explain it. That would make more sense. Frankly, it would have been dumb if it was like from a video game that did it. That would have been weird. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was different in our game though. It wasn't just. It was just some guy who was with the Brotherhood. It had to do with that kind of war.
Yeah, that was the one spoiler that I knew.
That Shady Sands got blown up.
Yeah, but I didn't know that it was already blown up. I thought it was going to get blown up.
Oh.
Yeah, because they just put crazy that happened in the Discord.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that I saw a lot of people complaining about, which was that they fucked with the lore in a lot of different places, and I personally don't really fucking care. I think that Fallout on its own is already such a loosey-goosey kind of lore history to it anyways. Like there's no hard rules. It's all subjective to like the person who's telling it or the game that it's being represented in. So you can always change things and it makes sense. I mean, and that's how like throughout the Fallout games, if you play them, that's how it feels, and how when they would come out, how it feels. It's like, oh, there's something new that's being added. There's something that they've expanded off of this one thing. That's how people felt about super mutants for a really, really long time. And then they kind of explained it, and now it makes sense. And now I think everybody kind of regards that super mutants have like different strains and variants that are within the wasteland. There isn't just one type of super mutant, which is I also can be about ghouls, can also be about weapons, can also be about different parts of lore too. But I do kind of get people were like, it's dumb that Shady Sands isn't where Shady Sands is supposed to be. I guess it's like in LA now instead of it being like in the middle of fucking nowhere near the Vault Dwellers vault, which I don't know if that matters very much, because I guess it's like the master's plan had dealt with like he was going to take people from vaults and put them into FEV vats so that they would turn into super mutants. And the threat of the first game is that he's going to come do that to the Vault Dwellers vault. I don't think it changes much if it's a little closer. If anything, it makes more sense that he's not traveling all the way across like the Central Valley to get to a vault, you know? So I don't know. It could also be that in the 200 years that Shady Sands has fucking existed, or 100 years, however long it's been, that it moved. I don't know. You know, maybe the boneyard got cleared out and the master died and they were like, hey, we can put the NCR here now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't matter. Like, that is not a big deal to me. I think it's okay. Especially because they did so much good in the show already. They were really good to the source. And yeah, that was one thing I knew people took issue with it. I was like, don't care.
I don't care if Master Chief shows ass.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's no difference to me.
There was
He
ass in the
should.
first episode.
That was.
That Raider's ass.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
He died in a pickle jar.
That was crazy. You were dying laughing.
That was
at
funny.
When that guy you were like you looked over and you put your hands on your face and you were like, he's gonna put him in the pickle jar.
He did. Drowned him.
You drowned him in
He's
pickles.
dead. He's dead.
He did.
And we watched that with Colton, and Colton was like, oh, do you know how bad that would hurt?
Yeah.
It's like
Terrible.
open wound on your face and then immediately vinegar. Like, oh.
Yeah.
That's how he died probably. He didn't drown. The
Yeah.
pain was too great.
The sting.
His fucking life was ended.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Was that your question?
That was my question.
Oh, well, Mad Harrier in his Gundam arc asks, if you were a companion in Fallout, what skills would you specialize in? If I was a companion, what skills would I specialize in? I'm a companion. I probably... You know... Maybe... I guess speech.
Yeah.
I guess that would be like the thing that I would have, probably the skill I would have as a companion. I would give you a little perk that's like, when you speech people, it's a little easier. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd be one of those religious nuts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would just develop some kind of cult and just try
Yeah.
and live off that.
Yeah, yeah. You have speech, but it's derogatory. It's
Yeah.
it's conversion speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, come in the crater. It's nice.
It's
Radiation
good.
doesn't hurt us.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, like perception.
Yeah.
Give a little bonus.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's good.
Mhm. That's one of the abilities, but
Who cares?
same shit. Yeah. Survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Nice.
perception.
Do you want to go for it?
Lotus asks, if in real life you were asked to pick which one of these stats would be the highest, which one would you say? And I think they're talking about the Fallout
The specials.
special.
If it was ours,
Yeah.
um,
Which one would be the highest?
for me, for each of us, I think it's I don't think my charisma is that high. Because charisma also encompasses barter, and I don't know if I'm good at that. Like I'm not. If I'm gonna haggle, like I'm immediately giving up because I don't like confrontation. And that's the thing about how it represents in different types of TTRPG systems. Because charisma in Fallout is not the same as charisma in D&D. Because charisma in D&D is also like your sense of self, like your soul, because it also fuels your magic for being a sorcerer. And in like our Fallout system, the way that I like to interpret it, it's also like your determination. You almost take that aspect out of Constitution from D&D and you put it into charisma for Fallout, because charisma is also speech, and speech encompasses intimidation, communication, persuasion. But in the games, it's also it's like this really fucking crazy stat in especially like New Vegas, where you can like you're almost really good at reasoning. There's a level of intellect that goes behind it as well. That's the aspect of speech I do not have. Like, I think I can be funny. If there was a funny stat, then I can have that one.
Funny
but like,
stat.
I'm not terribly persuasive. I don't think I could like calm people down in a gunfight. If anything, I'm gonna be the one who is initiating the gunfight. I can have intimidation, maybe, but even then, there are people who are much scarier than I am, and so I just don't think I have that. I just think like my charisma is maybe a 5 or a 6. Like it's pretty, it's average if not above average, slightly. Personally, I think my luck and my agility are fucking great.
Good.
Those are two stats I feel confident in. I think if I was gonna make myself in Fallout, I would give myself like a 7 agility and like an 8 luck. And then maybe all my other stats are 4 besides charisma, which is a 5. That would, I feel like, would represent myself. Maybe intelligence 6. maybe. Just because intelligence in Fallout is also a little different than D&D. Because in D&D, it's like magic. Magic also encompasses like math and shit. But in well, not math, but like formula. And it's also investigation. But in Fallout, it's science and it's knowledge of like computers and also the old world. There's a lot of where that intelligence sort of plays into that aspect, and I feel like I would just know about that kind of stuff. So I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think you got?
I don't know. Maybe.
So hot take. Everything that I just said about charisma, I think you have.
Oh,
I think your charisma is super high in Fallout because you're very reasonable. Same with you, Craig. You are both very reasonable. You also command everybody in a room. Everybody listens to you all the time. That's huge. That I think your charisma is like 8 or 9, like both of you. Your speech is pretty fucking high, and you can be scary if you want to. If you wanted to make somebody stop doing something, I think you guys could do it easily. Easily.
Well, then charisma.
There you go.
Because you said.
Yeah. I would hope it'd be luck.
Someone came up to the door, delivered.
I think your luck's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel awfully lucky most of the time. That's about it.
I think I
have a really shite endurance though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I can handle cheese very well. Milk would be bad.
Yeah.
I think my endurance would probably fall through the fucking floor.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think
I'd probably get sick a lot, but then I'd be lucky enough to survive.
you both have perception.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the same. And again, unlike D&D, where like the perception skill is your ability to your surroundings. In Fallout, it's like the range on your gun. It's also like survival. It's also like I'm getting 100 calls right now. It's also oh god, what's the other skill? It's like energy weapons, things like that. It's like wisdom basically. It's like that little bit of like common sense know-how that you guys just kind of have. You have that edge. So I feel like you have like a 6 in perception. You would have like an 8. Oh. You have like crazy good perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got good vision.
Feels right.
Yeah. But we got hella luck.
Glasses. No good.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's a
like
trait.
a -1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
His is like -3.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah, my perception's probably 3.
I don't know. How bad is your vision?
I have no idea.
You know.
I can't see too far away. That's about my thing. Pretty close, I'm good, but after a certain distance, shit gets real hard to see.
I think mine's worse than yours.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's been multiple times where I'm like, I can't see that, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
like,
mine's also not like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking my ass. I don't really know how like someone's eyes degrade. I assume through age and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I didn't need glasses in high school.
Yeah.
I did something to my eyes, and then I needed glasses. So I don't know if that's like the thing happened, and then my vision just was stunted in that regard, and then I haven't like had it changed beyond that. I haven't got new glasses recently, and they were exactly the same after like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, you need to get your prescription changed again.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
I have an argument to make because I'm analyzing you guys through the special stats of
Sure.
Fallout. I think your endurance is really good. Poison is not an endurance. The only thing that poison, the way that endurance affects poison, like in Fallout, like in general, is the length in which it affects you. So and it affects your hit points as well.
Yeah.
I think that you might have a trait where like, because that's the only thing is it's like sometimes if I eat this thing, I nearly die. Like that makes sense, but you might just be human and fallible. But like, I think your ability to continue and your ability to like push beyond like yourself, it's the mixture of charisma, but also endurance. I think those are both like your high stats. I think you have a ton of hit points.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I feel like
Life Giver?
Yeah.
That'd be
Life-giver.
cool.
Yeah. I think
you get Life Giver, but if you eat cheese, you
Then I life take.
Yeah,
Then my life's taken.
Yeah.
I just feel like you could just take so many punches.
I don't know if I've ever really been punched in my life. So
But
I
I
don't
also
know.
feel like in Fallout, there's probably not a lot of cheese.
That's true. I mean, our argument had a ton in that shop.
But
did?
we searched for it for
We would search for the cheese.
that gas station
gas
that
station with
had
all
all
the
that
milk that
Ew.
changed.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Fallout cheese.
wasteland
Because like
cheese.
I'm sure you could milk like the Brahmin and make
Yeah,
cheese out of
yeah.
it, but do you really want to eat that?
No.
I
I'd
don't
probably
either.
eat gecko.
Gecko?
Those little bastards are good.
Yeah.
They run around all the time.
Yeah.
Those little geckos in New Vegas and also in Fallout 2 are the way that they run. I was another inspiration for Cayman because they do that little run and they hold their head up and they have those little flaps that come out. I was like, I fucking love those guys.
Yeah. I think I'd punch the fuck out of one, and I think that's about what I feel confident dealing with. A roach, maybe. That little bitch came up like, you, come on. I'll stay at my fucking ground.
I've never seen
lizard.
a gecko in the New Vegas kill cam die a normal death. It's always its head exploding and its body going and flying at Mach 10. I sent you one the other day. People have been just uploading their Fallout clips to TikTok. It's a beautiful place. And this one guy, a gecko is jumping at him like this in slow-mo. And then he's VATS. And then he backs up and his character is reloading.
Yeah.
Because they're going to reload before they do the VATS, but they're still in the kill cam. But the character will auto move because the gecko is on top of them. So they start walking backwards.
It's like a moonwalk.
They start playing Bad from Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He goes he just starts going like that, and then he fucking kills the gecko. It's so funny. I saw 2 more clips of the mysterious stranger showing up, doing a 360, and then killing the super.
I sent you one of those today.
It's so fucking funny. Is it the one where he's on the
roof?
On the roof, yeah. That one. I sent you another one where it's Nuka World, and I sent this to both of you. And there's the
They're on like the cart.
The ride that comes by, and the mysterious stranger is in it, driving by in the cutscene, shooting, and then disappearing in the distance.
Mysterious.
Cool.
Which is not like a planned event. He spawned in the moving vehicle and then went off. Yeah, fucking crazy.
Fucking Bethesda game has 2 things for it. It has the Bethesda magic that just is the clunkiest fucking thing that is barely holding itself together, but it works.
Yeah.
And then so many fucking people play it that these things that could happen, but they're so astronomically low.
Yeah.
But because so many people play it for the time that they play it, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're numerous. Oh, it's just a perfect combination.
That's what's, and I think they know that too because they talk about that with their games a lot. I've thought a lot about. There's one time when Todd Howard was talking about how like the magic of like their games were like he was playing Fallout 4 when they were playtesting it, and he really needed ceramic for a gun that he was making. And he was looking everywhere, and he finally found a coffee shop where there was a bunch of mugs, or there was a mug, but there were enemies inside. So he threw a grenade, and the grenade exploded the mug, and it flung away, and he had to like physically look around for that fucking mug. He was like in the grass, like, where the hell is that mug? And he was like, I found it! And then I was like, that's so cool. That is such a Bethesda fucking thing to like be in a video game. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just great. Great.
I think about that time in Skyrim where you can put books on a shelf in your player-owned home.
Yeah.
And then every time I'd load in, all the books would then load in, but they'd be all like just this much off the ground. They'd fall and then they'd shunt from the bookshelf.
You just enter the room and everything like settles. It like
I kind of how many times there's that house and I think it's Whiterun it's the top one in the winter or whatever. Yeah. Where you get the serial killers like hiding like the serial killer's house, and then you have like the hidey hole you can hide shit in.
Yeah.
And I got tired of putting stuff out, so I just would go in there, drop all my inventory, and then I leave. I had so many soul gems and like giant toes, and I would load in and it would just fucking explode. I got to the point where I could never enter my house again because it would just crash. I was like, okay,
that's also
I'm not gonna go back in.
What's beautiful about the game, unmodded vanilla game you're playing on like a console, because that's how I've been playing New Vegas lately, and I've rarely ever played New Vegas unmodded. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna play it unmodded, and it's just been a beautiful experience. Highly recommend it.
I talk all the time where my first experience with Skyrim was digital Skyrim on the Xbox 360, and that game ran like dog shit, but it was so much fun to play because it was the goofiest shit.
Yeah. I think I talked during a Majora's Mask episode one time where I talked, Logan and I said that he had Skyrim the oops version because he had so many bugs in his game and I didn't. Like we both played it at the same time and I was like, what is happening in your game? Like the courier constantly being naked, but then also the funniest thing we ever saw, which was the ghost of the headless horseman, but he just saw the horse and then the headless horseman running after him. We were both like 15, crying, laughing. We had to pause the game. We were like, "What the fuck?"
That's that thing I was talking about. that can happen
Oh
in like
my God.
1/1,000,000th of a chance of that happening. Because so many people play it for hours on end.
That it happens.
And there's so many people that just plug the game in general. That happens to 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What's-
fucking-
it wouldn't
it's
have been
beautiful.
funny if it was just him or just the horse. What's funny is that he was like, wait. Like he's like, I'm not supposed to be here. I have to be on that horse.
The game's broken enough to fuck the situation up, but not broken enough where the models don't then know what to do to fix it.
God, it's so funny. Man, yeah, good shit. Anyways, was that a you question?
No, go ahead. I'm
Tapped.
All right.
one moment actually.
Weasley65 asks, what was your favorite little detail in the show you enjoyed? I liked how when Lucy took a stim pack, it didn't magically heal every injury and she still needed proper patching up later. I liked that too. I thought that was really interesting that a stim pack isn't basically magic because it's not a video game, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that is what, again, I think I've repeated this ad nauseum at this point, but what I loved so much about the show is that they didn't just copy the video games. They took aspects from the video games that made sense within the world, turned it into a TV show, and recontextualized it in a really cool way that we have never got to see Fallout because it's always been in the context of a video game. So seeing power armor work like that, seeing the vault, seeing stim packs, how it all operates in like a TV show setting was really, really, really cool because... It was especially cool for me because I have been spending the better part of the past 3 years like doing that with the TTRPG system, being like, how does this work now in a TTRPG? Because this is such a video gamey thing, like VATS.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can't translate that really into a TTRPG unless we do it in a different way. So instead, like there's other ways that it manifests. And I think that's really cool. I don't think, and again, like I said with Fallout, I think that what's cool about the world and the lore and the existence of it is that it can change and it can be whatever is fitting to the type of story that you want to tell. If you don't want your stim packs to fully heal wounds for the story that you're trying to tell, whether it's a video game, a story, a TV show, anything, or an RPG, they don't have to. And I think that that's great, that we can all accept that we can go, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the why I think the show worked so well is they were willing to, they understood that. Yeah. They knew that like it didn't have to be 100%, that they could take liberties and it would enhance the source material, which I think is great.
I think those are good episodes too. I think my one gripe about any of these fucking things, and this goes for Disney Plus or streaming shows for some reason, there's always this like, the first 2 episodes are pretty solid. And the middle ones are fucking terrible. They're just slogs. Yeah. They're fucking kind of non sequitur, nonsense bullshit. Because they know they have to build to something, but they can't build too much because they're supposed to have this huge season finale.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's like the fucking formula. Great first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Almost nothing. Nonsense bullshit. And then the big finale.
Yeah.
Right? This one didn't do that. I thought it was going to, and it slipped pretty hard. And I was like, oh, like this is the Amazon show fucking virus coming through.
Yeah.
But then they had that scene with her going into that clinic. And then all the interactions after the clinic where they were walking around with her, and then her like flipping on Cooper and like showing him a different way to survive in the wasteland. I think those were some of the better episodes. Yeah. Which was cool because I was like, this is going to be the fucking, now we've entered the shit episodes, so they can go back in. And all of them are pretty fucking solid.
It was really cool that they were able to take this like really forward narrative that they wanted to take with 3 different characters' perspective, and there were still episodes that were almost like slice of life. Like that was interesting. Like there was just an episode that had its own story in it, and it kind of resolved by the end. The ghoul episode, basically. That one was really good. That was such a great episode. I think my least favorite episode was the one with the gulper.
I agree.
I still loved it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But out of every episode, that's the one I was like, this one was probably the weakest.
That's one that told me that we were going to get in the middle episodes.
Yeah.
That play, I think that's 3 or 4.
It's 3.
And I was like, fuck. Fuck, I knew it was too good to be true. These first 2 are super solid. And this one's like, okay, what's going to be next? Fuck on some bullshit I don't care about? And then we have to come back to then after that. But it didn't. No. Because then the next ones, I think, I don't know if it's that one or the robot one's right after that one, but solid episodes.
Yeah, they do such a good job with like the mystery. They like keep you hooked. They keep revealing, but not enough. Yeah. So that you constantly want to learn more, and then every bit of information that you're learning is not only keying into what every character is experiencing at the exact moment, but it just, I don't know, it's just really good storytelling.
I we talked about this a little bit when we were watching it together. This sounds like an old fogey thing to say, and it kind of sounds pretentious, I think, to some degree, where I liked how much of it was practical.
Oh no, I loved it.
Really work. I think that's my biggest qualm right now, and it sucks because it's a genre I really fucking like with the new Mad Max movie. Is it's all of it looks, you can tell it's all CG. And so much of which I didn't realize how much I loved the Fury Road because it wasn't. That I was like, I worry that this is gonna be the aspect of it that looks really fucking stupid. And that wasn't. There's a lot of practical sets, a lot of cool stuff. That scene where they have that really cool scene where he's trapped in the armor. The overpass. They could have done a bunch of bullshit for that, but it felt real enough. It was probably some CGI in the background, but they used a lot of practical stuff in the beginning, and it just felt good.
The best CGI is invisible. You don't know it's there, which is this show, definitely. There is CG. It's just so good we just don't see it. But it's a really good mixture of practical and CG, where like I didn't know that. It was really cool to see the behind the scenes of when Thaddeus is in the Gulper and Maximus is pulling him out, right? I saw behind the scenes pictures of him actually in a model Gulper. The dude in the power armor is holding on to him. They have a blue screen behind them, but the Gulper is actually there, and then they have like a hose that shoots water up at him. That's fucking awesome. God, that's so cool. Like, not only do you put your actors like directly into the scene that they're in, they really understand like what's going on. They kind of get to visualize it. They get to have fun, you know. But like, your human brain can pick up on that shit. You can tell, you know. And that Gulper felt real, which was cool. So I don't know. It was great. It was great.
I can't remember what vault, but I know one of the. I can't confirm this. So if it's CGI, it's very good. But like the vault doors were cool because I think they were all practical and just that like a lesser fucking thing would have just CGI the door open. Right, but they weren't. All of them looked like real cool sets. The doors between 33, 31, and 32 felt real. Everything in that area felt real. There could have been a lot of fucking CGI in those vault areas. But they chose not to, and I think it shines so fucking bright because of that.
Yeah, it's the fact that they used it to create the scenes and not that they didn't use it as like a way to like make the show happen. Like, oh, we need this to be CGI. We need this to be here. They did as much practical as they could, and I think that's huge. I love that shit. And
I'm not necessarily against CGI.
Oh my god, fucking Ghoul's makeup, his fucking prosthetics. Jesus Christ. I know Walton Goggins probably had to sit in 4 hours of getting that put on in the morning. And that's horrible.
Apparently there was a day where he went back to his trailer and he fell asleep and he woke up and saw himself in the mirror and scared himself.
Oh, God.
Talked about it in an interview.
That's
funny.
It looked so good.
It
was I also saw a time lapse, I think, that they posted of him getting it on. Insane. You would think you would see a little bit of something. Like maybe when he turns his neck, there's going to be like a little bit of like an air bubble. Or like around his lips. Because those are his lips, right? How they like perfectly sealed that, right? Oh, God damn, it looks so good.
Airbrushing.
Jesus Christ.
Also, all the
crazy amount of work.
Oh fucking. Exactly what you said. I had to do hours in the morning. He probably get up at 4 or 5 a.m. to do that. It's really cool also that we get like. This is where, like, in the reverse of the CGI stuff, where the combats felt really good. Because that's also what I worried about was some fucking Amazon bullshit where they try not to have anybody. Because I don't know what the rating is, right? Rating feels so archaic now to even talk about that in some degree because it's just such a streaming service. I never see like who's limited. No one's going to the theater and it's not like getting carded, right? But the fight scenes were really fucking, I don't say violent or gory, but they were real.
They're brutal.
And that fucking fight in where are they even at in the first one? That scrapyard place?
Oh, Philly?
Fucking crazy. Where he blows this semi-important guy and they fucking mulch that guy's foot. And it's crazy.
I mean, you come from the video game that has a trait called Bloody Mess, where it's like, oh, do you want to turn on the most horrific ways people can die? Like, it's a part of the theme of it as a whole, which I think was cool. Something that I thought I was afraid of before I watched the show that they would be over-reliant on, that Fallout can sometimes come off as silly apocalypse. And I was really hoping, I remember talking to Jordan about that a lot. I was like, I think it's going to be good, but I'm afraid that it's going to become The Last of Us, but it's silly. Which which fine, but we'll see. And it wasn't. They clearly understood like the idea of to why it's so brutal and violent is because it's like what you said in the episode, the 2 episodes ago. The theme of like it's something that's really dark, that's easily digestible, like the cyanide pill, you know? It's banana flavored. It's exactly what it is, you know? It's very cool. And I think they pulled it off. I saw I saw somebody on Twitter, was it Marcus, Cosmonaut Marcus? He was like, I liked the show, but I thought that they needed like that the fight scenes didn't look real enough. And I was like, dude, it's okay, fair, but like they're supposed to look a little goofy. Like there's a part where Lucy runs away from the ghoul, and he throws the what is that called?
Lasso?
The lasso around her and pulls her, and she like falls backwards and lands on like her back and rolls over. I was like, it can be a little campy. That makes a lot of sense. She doesn't need to like just fall over. Like that's not fun. That's what I loved about the action, is that it was really fun. Like I was constantly like, oh my God. Like it almost looked animated the way that it looked. And I really liked that. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I will say that I can also see people saying it looked goofy in that scene in Philly because of Maximus being in the power armor. Not only is it fucking clunky and it looks kind of like shit in general, but because it's practical, and they could have fucking CGI'd it and made it look like garbage, but they didn't. It kind of shows that he's not trained to be in it. He doesn't really know. He kind of just floats around as if he is on fucking wire. And it looks silly.
That's what he says, right? Yeah. Spencer, what does he say?
He says you drive that thing like a shopping cart.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I think like that instance it does. But I mean, there's so much of it, like they're like clearly aware that like because of how Cooper fights in that scene.
Yeah.
And then we get to the assault on the NCR post. That guy crushes that other guy's fucking skull with it. Yeah. There's like a bunch of shit that you see them like people that are confident in the armor kill people in the armor or use them as cover. That doesn't feel clunky.
Yeah.
And it feels good that it's all practical effects, that they're in suits that are probably not that heavy, but they're acting as if it is.
I love that part when they were like in the base and they were behind the dudes in the power armor using as shields. That was cool as shit.
It's very fucking cool.
Oh,
I think it's neat.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great. I've been playing a little bit of Fallout 76, and because I've been like speed running the main quest because I want to play the quests because there's story that they've put in the game, and it's like I want to experience this. And I've played like the first couple of missions, and man, it's not coming from the show, especially, and going into that, and also playing New Vegas and coming back to it. I'm not looking at it on like a technical standpoint. I'm not here to compare New Vegas to 76. Jesus Christ. It's just funny to me how like Spencer and I both said it's like this feels like PG Fallout. Like I mean this not in like a bad way, but in like a critique of the story and the theme kind of way. The first couple of NPCs you talk to in 76, the NPCs that created, are just like really nice people, primarily really nice ladies who are just like, can you go do this for me? Thank you. You're the best. And I'm like, is this the wasteland? Like, what is happening? You come across maybe one bad guy who just like dies immediately. And it's just like, we are solidifying that you are a bad person if you try to hurt people. But there's no reason to not kill the NPCs in 76 because it's an online game. So it's like, you can kill some of them. There's no reason not to. So it's just funny that like that's like the most recent thing that, and I think why I was afraid of the show, because I thought it was going to be this like very watered down sort of like you know, there's this like aspect of almost like hopefulness in Fallout 76, which is kind of weird to be like, I don't like that. I don't like hopefulness. I don't like it with everything. I don't like you come out of the vault and it's just like, we're gonna fix this world. Like that's kind of like the mindset I feel with 76. And I really like that in the TV show. It was dark as shit and everybody was evil and mean. I was like, yes, this is God, I loved it so much. So I it's a weird thing to like out of the show, but I liked that it was dark. I guess.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people make the critique about 76. I haven't played it myself, but I heard a lot of people describe it. I mean, which probably to its point, it probably was made to be one thing and not necessarily like the story probably came in like as an afterthought.
Yeah.
They call it like a Fortnite Fallout.
Yeah.
Right. It's meant to serve the game mode of what the big seller of what it is.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer aspect of it. Yeah. And everything else kind of was probably tacked on after the fact. And it probably caters to, I mean, I don't even want to say the mainstream because Fallout is the mainstream. Yeah. I mean, these Bethesda games are huge.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say of the Bethesda, Fallout's probably one of the lesser of the bunch, right? But I think they're just trying to get other people
Yeah.
I think a lot of people also give it critiques about like it being like trying to appeal to like a shooter group. That's not really like, it's not really their turf.
Yeah.
So I can
For
see
sure.
them probably making a lot of like
I get it.
things to, which probably harms the overall like tone
Maybe
of
it
what
is
it is.
just
Yeah.
that it because it's a multiplayer game that it's like, oh, we kind of have to sanitize this a little bit, and we can't make it like really dark and tell like dark storytelling. Not that I'm expecting that out of 76, but like, I don't know. It's not even that I'm like expecting the greatest story ever. It's just that they did put NPCs in and they do have a story here, but it's like it's very Marvel. Like to me, like you go save a guy, he's like in a cave, and you kill a bunch of Scorched, which are ghouls with guns.
Yeah.
And you go in, and he's like at the back of the cave, and he goes, "Hey, don't shoot! I'm people." And I'm like, okay, come on, really? Like, all right, whatever. And maybe it is just to have mass appeal or something, but
I don't know. It's hard to say, but I know I've heard people make those critiques where it does seem like it's meant for a different audience.
Yeah.
And it's primarily made for the game type first, then everything else comes onto it.
Makes
it's
sense.
more trying to go. You could probably hear like you can hear the conversation in your head, right? And exact going, this game mode is popular. Why don't we have one?
Yeah.
And then they look at an IP and go, which of the ones can we sacrifice if it's a fucking flop?
Yeah.
And they probably were like, Fallout's probably the one that can go.
Yep.
Yep.
But I've heard a lot of people still like it.
Yeah.
I that's what I'm saying. I hear people like it, so I'm playing it. And there's parts of the game I'm enjoying. I'm having a little bit more fun with it this time. So we'll see. I'm just speed running. I have a goal in mind.
Yeah.
I've never had a goal in 76. My goal right now is to speed run the story and see where I get. Anyways, there's a pretty good question in here that I think I saw.
Go ahead.
Colleen asks, "Hey gang, I don't know much about Fallout or the TV show, but thoughts on the Ghoul/Lucy ship?"
Oh,
It's good.
I see.
It's good. It's pretty good.
I think it could be good.
Oh, in the existing in the show? I don't know.
No,
about
I
that.
mean, I think it could.
You think it could exist in the show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see, I guess.
I don't think it will. I'm just saying. I think it could.
I like the fanning. I like the
Yeah.
the fan stuff people have been making. I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
There's that one fucking art piece I saw on Twitter where he dumped a bunch of water on her face, and I was like, anyways, I love Lucy a lot. She's great.
Yeah.
I think the characterization they did of all of the characters was perfect. I really love how I love a main character who gets their ass kicked. I don't care who they are. I love that Maximus and Lucy fucking suck. Like, that was my favorite thing. I was really afraid that they were going to make them really strong, heroic, cool protagonists that do everything and are the best at and they're going to help the wasteland. Mm-hmm. But they were almost like polar opposites of each other. They were both extremely flawed and they both learned a lot. And I think that was just really cool to see. Especially the fucking one of my favorite fucking scenes, which is, do you want to have sex? Oh, you mean use my cock? Some guys it like explodes and gets really big. Mine doesn't do that. And she's like, oh no, that's normal. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is so funny. And then later these are really. What is he talking about? The oysters? He's like, these are really good. Anyways, do you want to make my cock explode now? Oh my god, it was so funny.
It's a good scene.
Fucking loved it. You got any other questions over there?
I already told you I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got probably like 2-3 minutes.
Francois Anderson
One more.
asks, because it seems the next season is going to New Vegas. Are there any other areas like Zion that you'd wish they'd walk through before or after making it there? Well, of course it would be cool if they went through Zion. But I like that the TV show took some things from the old games like Shady Sands, but we didn't really see a lot that existed in the games already. That I think is a strength. I think we should see New Vegas because they hinted at it. I think that's really cool, but I think there's got to be some changes. It cannot be exactly the same shit as it was in New Vegas. There needs to be differences, which is why I think it's going to be destroyed, because they hinted at it a little bit, and also like I know they want to do their own stuff. You know, if New Vegas is actually there, like, how much of it are they going to change? I think that there's a lot that they could do there, but I don't know if I particularly want them to go through, like, I don't want them to, like, I think you could, like, hint at Good Springs. That would be funny if they were in Good Springs for a minute and you saw, like, I don't know, an
Difficult
NPC that lives there. It's like, haha, that's funny. Or if but I don't think they should be like going to Hoover Dam and then going to Zion and like doing all that like that, because then there's already media that exists there. Like, it's cool that they do new stuff with it, and I think that that's what's important. I love that they're in the Mojave in New Vegas. I think that's great, but I think it's a careful balance, because otherwise it's just going to feel like fan service, and I don't want that. That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't get any interesting stories. We'll just get, hey, do you remember New Vegas? It's like, yeah, yep, thank you. So we'll see what they do. I'm excited. I have trust, but
Yeah.
Good.
I don't think they're going to stay in Vegas.
no.
I think they're just going through Vegas.
It would be really cool to see East Coast stuff too. I would love to see.
I don't think they're going to go to the East Coast.
I don't think so either, but
I think it would be neat if maybe they did like a season 3 with different characters,
I agree.
or
Well, that's a good idea.
like a different, like a.
I would love
not a spin-off, but I guess it would be kind of a spin-off.
I would love to see like Diamond City. I would love to see Washington D.C. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm hesitant, because it's like, of course I think that's cool on paper, but like the show that we have right now, which is amazing, has like nothing from any of the other games besides Shady Sands, which is a hole in the ground. So yeah.
You want them to go anywhere?
Huh?
You want them to go anywhere?
Can we get an Oxhorn appearance?
Yeah.
Can we get him
God,
on the
can you
show?
imagine? That'd be so
cool.
crazy. I don't know. I think it'd be nice to talk about like the other things. Like we have like the opportunity to talk about ghoul and human. We talked about. I mean, they're all stages of humans, right?
Yeah.
And we got to see some ghouls. It'd be cool to see some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool to see super mutants or synths.
Yes.
I think that'd be a cool fucking little thing. I also think it'd be cool to see like, because I think they kind of talked about it a lot towards the end about like the like corporate America was like the flaw of the whole thing. And House really does personify that real well.
Yeah.
So it could be cool to see them be fucking munched up real hard because they have to go against like a huge corporation that is House.
Yeah.
And House is fucking stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see House in like a really good position of power where I don't want to say he's begging in Fallout in New Vegas, but he's not in necessarily the position I think the lore wants him to be in.
Yeah.
And because that's the whole point is you have to give the key to the fucking Garden of Eden to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker's like control over a bunch of shit and like missiles and shit. I think it'd be cool to have fucking just like we had these ghouls fuck people up and Cooper shoot that guy. I think it'd be cool if people are trying to get in that fucking New Vegas and then we just have like Protectrons gunning down people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck no, you're not allowed in here.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool as shit just to see this brutality of it all because
It's
cool.
kind of. I mean, that's already kind of true with New Vegas because the entirety of the center of New Vegas, they don't let you in unless you in the video game. You have to pass a credit check to get in. You have to have 2,000 caps in your inventory to get in, and if you don't, you are gunned down. The Securitrons kill you.
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to have that kind of aspect.
I agree. I think that would be great. I would also love to see. I would love them to put synths in the show. I really want to. I really don't want synths to be.
One.
Yeah, I really love the idea of synths being in the mainstream of Fallout's canon and not just being a Fallout 4/3 thing. I would love to see them in game because I think they're so cool and they fit Fallout so well and they're great. I think that would be awesome. I think people would be upset about it and I would fucking shoot them in the head.
Okay.
I do think a lot of them work as mirrors for everything, and I think that's why Lucy's so good.
Yeah.
Is that she's kind of vanilla in that way, but she's also like she's mirrored on Cooper to go, this is what the world could do to you. And I think synths are a really great way to do that too. Yeah. Because then that's a whole other aspect that's like really high end, like concept shit. And I like the same thing with like super mutants. But it's like she's starting to understand the wasteland, but there's so much of it. It's like you could be incredibly warped, like beyond. Even just a ghoul who's just like they got a little bit to where her mom was. Yeah. Her alleged mom. I think it's her mom, right? Yeah. We're all pretty sure that's her mom at the end. Yeah. She's not really a ghoul. She's just kind of a corpse that's alive still. Yeah. Like that's the end of what they get into. They didn't get to like glowing ones or anything like that. Yeah. There's some deep end shit that she's not seen yet. I think that'd be cool to see.
I agree. I don't think Thaddeus is turning into a ghoul. I think he's turning into a super mutant. because
That'd be cool.
neither Lucy or Maximus know what that is, and he has like super healing powers.
Oh.
I think that fucking chick fucker doctor gave him some weird FEV, and I think he's a super mutant, and he's gonna transform.
I can't think I was chicken fucking.
He was.
That's a wild scene too.
My chickens. I loved the random shits. That was great.
Yeah, another scene. I couldn't imagine. I don't have an endurance to walk around my foot looking like fucking hamburger helper. His foot was gross.
It was gross.
Horrible.
That was. He walked around like that.
Yeah.
I've been like, I can't walk again.
He had
Carry
that
me.
bolt through his neck. I was like, oh.
Why am I not dead?
Crazy.
Yeah, I think he's a super mutant. Or
That'd
he's
be
going to
cool.
turn into one.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Some slow acting FEV. There was also no energy weapons. There was only one in the Enclave that we saw, and that was one thing I was a little disappointed about. I would have loved to see a laser rifle or a plasma rifle, just fire. But I don't know if it was a budget thing or Jordan and I talked about it a little bit. I don't think it was a budget thing. I think it was a appealing to the normies thing. Because I think you would lose people if you suddenly had big green monsters and laser guns. I think people are like, no, I'm out. So I think you hold off and you pull it. We wait for it in season 2 because I guess it is a little out there. It is a little weird.
Yeah.
So
I do think a lot of their story was also based around. I don't want to say half and half, but a lot of it was, which I was surprised in, was based back in pre-war.
Yeah.
They had a lot of pre-war conversations.
Yeah.
So I think it would be, I think you're right. I think it would be bizarre if we then came back and then there was a giant green guy.
Yeah.
And that wasn't tied into the corporations anyway.
Yeah.
Or there was just some guy getting fucking like disintegrated and his skeletons just fall to the ground.
Yeah.
You're like, that's cool, but I don't think it ties into what's happening currently.
What's cool is that you're going to get introduced into it in season 2. They're going to have it, and they're going to have a really coal introduction into it, where it's going to be like, whoa, there's these crazy weapons. You know, that's West Tech. West Tech developed those, so they already like West Tech's there.
Yeah.
You know, it exists. We've seen a laser rifle before, and all that stuff, but it's cool. I'm excited for that. I think that will be really fun.
That'd be cool.
I think we're.
Yeah, I think that's
Are we
it.
at time?
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
shit. Well, we're maybe going to talk a little bit more about Fallout in the fucking bonus episode. So if you want to come join us, why don't you go join members down in the thingy down there? Get a little extra hour of podcast or not. Go watch our previous episodes or something like that. Yeah. All right. See you later, sweetheart.